solo stream. I'm a little nervous. But you know, we'll make it through, I think. Let's make sure that we're up. Sending data. Okay, we're good. We're live. Realize now everything's gonna be upside down for people. But hopefully nobody's too annoyed by that. Alright, let me double check we're live on YouTube. It says we are. Okay, yep, looks like we're good. I don't expect, gonna be honest, don't expect any viewers tonight because I didn't announce I was doing this ahead of time, except for yesterday. But let me retweet everything real quick, and then we will go ahead and get going. Where did the stream tweet go? Should be right here. There it is. All right, I have retweeted the stream tweet. Let me send out the Discord notification. Always so much to do, you know? That's why the YouTube side doesn't have to deal with this. They just get it cut off. Music might be a little loud still. Bring that down. Just a nice little something in the ears. All right. So the Discord message has been sent out, and then we will do this. And there we go. Okay. Let's get started, shall we? Hope the layout doesn't look too bad. Put a lot of work into it to try and make something that was nice, but not too boxy for the chat to still be reasonably sized. But anytime we can do this and this. And we can make this bigger so you can see a little better. But let's go and get started. Hello and welcome to a brand new thing here on the channel that I'm really excited for. We're going to be building Gunpla. And more specifically, we're going to be building 1 week building, next week painting. I brought a couple Gunpla in here so that people wouldn't think that I was just saying I know how to build Gunpla. I brought a couple of my favorites. I have my Gyan in here, and then I have my Norris Packard Goof custom from O8MS team. But yeah, 1 week we'll build, and the next week we'll paint Warhammer. And I have this other camera here that's supposed to autofocus so that we can alternate between the two, and it's not gonna. But setup will obviously evolve over time. Things will grow and change as we go. Get better cameras and all that fun stuff. So let's go and get started. I really thought a lot about what model I wanted to start with. And ultimately I decided that we should just go with the Barbatos. Mostly because, you know, it's a popular suit. It's one that I haven't built yet that I've been meaning to build. IBO is a pretty good show. I have my problems with it, but the suits are not one of them. And I've been playing it a lot in the demo for SD Gundam Battle Alliance. And so I said, hey, you know, let's go ahead and build that tonight. I thought about building an SD. We can take requests for future streams or things people would like to see built. Because I've got a lot of model kits that have not been built. Which is another reason why I want to do this. So, of course, we have the Barbatos 6th form. Anybody who's seen the show, this is the one with the wrench. My goal is to eventually have a camera that's set up like right here, so it's not backwards for everybody, and also so you can't see me at all. And I can zoom that camera in. I have the ability to do so on the fly to where you won't be able to see me. But I'm worried that it's gonna... Oh, I wanted tilt. If we tilt it down a little bit, then we can zoom back out. And you won't see as much as me as you would otherwise. But you miss out on just a little bit of the edge there of the box, so... That's a little better, though. Alright, so of course we have all our liners. Again, if you can't tell, I'm a little nervous. It's been a long time since I've done a solo stream. The manual, of course. And this is a temporary camera setup, as I said. We'll be setting up a better one as we go here. This is a really interesting manual. For anybody that's ever built Gunpla before, normally images are quite a lot bigger than this. I don't know if this is the new way of doing it. I have been out of the game for a while. But let's just get started then. And we'll get started with the body. First things first, of course, we have to take all of our liners out. I have some soft music playing in the background just so it's not quite so boring if I get focused and don't talk as much. My goal is for this to be a good like hangout stream where people can just relax, you know, while I take care of some hobby stuff. Just trying to put those stickers right. Nope. Okay, we're going to put those stickers right there for now. It's way too shiny, isn't it? It's reflecting off the lights. We'll put them up there. And of course, all this music is thanks to OC Remix. But as time passes, we'll be able to get better stuff for the channel to be able to make this stream even better. Get this camera set up on a tripod or something, you know. Caps. There's the white pieces. B-frame, A-liner, and then we have C and D. I have my X-Acto here, which I should be using, but, you know. Okay. We're going to go for about an hour or so, just to, you know, get into the swing of things and work on everything we got to work on. Get that up just a smidge. Okay. So we need A18 and B11. You see, like, if the camera was right here, looking down on everything, it'd be a lot easier. So I'm going to order a tripod this week, but I wanted to go ahead and get started, because if I didn't, I was afraid I wouldn't, you know, so... Eventually, this stream might wind up getting, like, what's the right word? Unlisted? But we'll see. A18. Right here. So the other thing I have to remember is that I have to stay in the view of the camera. Otherwise, you can't see anything. Which is why I really figure that this will turn into just like a hangout stream for anybody that wants to just hang out. while we put some gunplay together. Maybe a good chance for you to put some gunplay together. All right, let's work on some nubs. So if you've never had to work on nubs before, then your suits won't look quite as good as they would if you got rid of the nubs. So we just very carefully file off the nubs so we don't mess up the way the part looks, and then we just pick away at it a little bit until we get all that excess plastic taken care of. There we go. Okay. I need to raise the camera just a little. There we go. Now you can just make out the edge of the Gyan shield, and you can see the edge of my pajamas. But, all right. We slot that in like so. There we go. Probably couldn't hear it over the sound of the microphone, but there we go. Had a very nice little snap sound there, as they do. Okay, next we need 2 PC2s. Oh, and like I said, even if nobody watches these, maybe there'll be something for you to go back and listen to or watch while you're building or painting or anything of the sort. But it'll also force me to work on my backlog. If you watched my video on my unpainted Warhammer models, then you'll know that I have a problem with always wanting to be productive for this channel. It's a problem that a lot of YouTubers have, honestly. And it's kind of a pain because if I'm not doing something that I can make a video on, then I feel like I could be doing something that I can make a video on. And so ultimately, I get stuck in this rabbit hole of, well, I either have to make everything that I love into videos or not have time for it, basically. And it's a pretty annoying situation, but I can't really complain too much because I get paid to do stuff I love. So it's a catch-22, right? You do it to yourself. You wear out the things that you love, but you get paid to do the things you love. So you have to keep going because it's your job. And, you know, sometimes that's a little sad. That's all. And sometimes it's the best thing in the world. So that's how that works out. I've spoken to a few other YouTubers on it, and it's a really interesting thing, the way that it works. All right. So then we have this. It's well on its way to being Barbatos. We'll set that part down for now. We'll work on the next piece, which is A20. Which is this big old piece right here. Again. Hey! Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks, Raz. Yeah, this is a first of a new type of stream here. Kind of just a hangout stream while I work on my backlog of models. But no, I appreciate it. I'm really looking forward to Hajimari's release over here. Reverie? Yeah, That's my problem. I've been sitting on it since it first came out, and I just never built it, you know? Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Hachimari. I'm going to be reviewing it for sure whenever it comes out over here. Turn the music up a little bit where you can hear it. All right. Then we need an A or a PC4. Yeah, my goal was to, hopefully by doing these streams on Fridays, I can force myself to actually start putting everything together. Okay, very cool. We got a little bit of movement there. Don't know how long we're going to have that movement, but there we go. Very cool. Probably not long. I feel like it's not going to move once I put the next piece on, but either way, nifty. Very nifty. Okay. Because it's new, though, because we've never done this stream before, the setup's a little weird. I'm going to definitely change some things for next week. But hopefully people enjoy just a good hangout stream. Because that's what it's going to turn into. Final Dungeon for Cold Steel 1. Loved every minute of it. Yeah. Cold Steel 1's a lot better game than people give it credit for. Like, yes, it is a little bit more anime in some ways, but it's not a bad thing because the setting's also very different in Erebonia, and the characters are really good. People get upset because they don't like them as much as they liked Sky characters or Azure characters, and they don't give them a chance, you know? But I think there are some of that cast that I love just as much as I love the Sky characters and the Crossbow characters. Gets even better with Cold Steel 2 as well. I think it has like an unfortunate opening, right? The stuff with Reen accidentally groping Elisa. It's unfortunate because that is not what the rest of that game is. And it leads people to think that that is what it is. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Now we got that awesome looking back piece in there. Come on, camera. All right. Next up's E1, C6, and B19. B19. Yeah. That's such a good moment. That's such a good moment. After you get done playing through all the games, I'd be really interested to hear your favorite moments. I have a best moments in each Trails game video. So I'd be really interested to hear which one are yours. Because that's a really good one for CS1. Olivier Oliver is my favorite character in the series. And that moment hit really hard. All right. There is a sticker here. And I did not think to bring my tweezers in here. So we're going to see if we can apply it with Deal. Wish you had the patience for it. I understand. I understand. Anybody that is watching has ever really struggled with stickers and applying them? If you'll take a file, or especially a pair of tweezers, and grab them with the tip of that, then you can apply the bottom of the sticker where you're trying to put it, and then you can just push it down. And that saves you so much trouble with stickers. Another option is to get them wet, and you can slide them around and let them dry there, but as you can see, Did you get that bottom in place? Jigger, come on, camera. Jigger fits in just fine. All right, now we need C6 and E1. Yeah, I think CS1 is a game that people are too harsh on. I feel like Azure's probably going to get the same treatment when it comes out over here. Zero and Azure. Laura, oh yeah, Laura's top tier. Laura's the right choice in my mind. And then Fee is just an incredible character. I think there's going to be a lot of people that never played the crossbow games. They're going to be pretty harsh on them when they come out because the style's different. The art style's different. But people just need to relax a little bit. Give the game a shot. If you can play through all of CS1 and not have an immense attachment to Crow, I don't know what to tell you. Or to Reen or to Fee. Honestly, by the time I finish CS4, there's not a member of that cast I don't like, and most of them are in like top 25 for me for the entire series. Elise is probably the one I like the least, and even then I still like her more than a lot of video game characters, you know? But for me, it's Olivier, Randy, and Crow. Those are my top three. Okay, so we have this piece. And how does this go? Yeah, the back of it slots in right here. Okay. And then it goes in right here. There we go. And then all of that connects right here. They give us the chest. We get a PC1. I don't even use the nippers for the PCs normally. I just pull them free. Because they don't really have... They're made of a slightly different plastic, so they don't have quite as bad nub-wise on them. And I can just use my fingernails to pull the nubs off. But... there we go. For the head. And then B31 goes underneath. Okay. B31. There it is. Oh, that's the good chest piece. Yeah. Very much so. Yeah, it's very different. And I do think it winds up being really good by the end. Obviously, I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but it winds up being really solid. Yeah, I'm going to pick up a tripod, hopefully before next week's stream, and then be able to have the camera like right over my shoulder so everything's not upside down and you can't see my belly. But... now, I hope you enjoyed the end of CS1, and I'm sure you will. And I can't wait to hear your thoughts on it, because, man, do I love that game. It's probably still my least favorite out of the whole set, but not because there's anything wrong with it, just because I like all the other ones just a little bit more. Yeah. So then, this piece slots over the top because it's the 6th version, which... a lot less color, but the 6th version is a lot less color. I have a lupus somewhere over here that I should build at some point too. But we'll put the emblem on there at some point. It's not on there yet, I guess. Yeah, you add that on the end. I mean, we could honestly add it now. It's not going to hurt anything to add it now. And if we don't finish this Barbatos tonight, we'll still do a painting stream next week. where I'll continue working on my Thousand Suns for Warhammer 40k. But if we don't finish it this week, then in 2 weeks we'll come back to work on the Barbatos again. And then we'll probably do a poll to see what the next suit that we work on is. It's 19. Just as before. Right above the bottom. Okay. So just as before, we grab the bottom of the sticker with our heel. Then we shift it to the top. And then we put it right there. That's the wrong sticker. That makes sense. I was like, I thought the one on the front wasn't blue. Right, so we pull this one off very gracefully with fingernails because I forgot the tweezers, and then we reapply the right one. I know a lot of people that just don't do stickers on their Gunpla because they panic about it. But it's really not that bad if you have patience. There we go. Much better. All right, next up's the head. B14. I have so many model kits just waiting to be built that we will have plenty of streams to go on and so many models waiting to paint for 40k for the kill team videos that I want to do that we will have plenty of streams to go. Okay, D1 and C5. Again, big thanks to OC Remix that lets us use all this music for free, so we don't have to worry about copyright claims. We've just recently had to start putting some of the videos on our Patreon because copyright claims. We're removing videos from YouTube because YouTube, I guess, doesn't care about fair use anymore. So, big thanks to OC Remix for making sure that these videos don't also get taken down. 10 rabbit holes in one, but it looks amazing. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. My girlfriend and I really like to model together. We like to build together and paint together. But she works a lot, and it means that we like to play kill team games together, which is the smaller version of 40k. You play with just a couple models. And we can't make videos on that, even though I really want to, because we're not painting. And they're not painted, So hopefully by having the alternating streams, I can get those painted as well. Okay. I'm about to pull this closer to understand this. All right, so head goes this way. And then this slots in like so. No. This slots in like so at the bottom for the chin. And this part, oh, it almost fell out. That's going to be interesting. This part comes in right there. Almost dropped it. To hold it all together. Okay. That was weird. I've never had a Gundam do that before. Hey, well. But, yeah, so for the foreseeable future, we're going to keep alternating like this. Where 1 week it'll be full spectrum builds, and the next week it'll be full spectrum paints, and then we'll go back to it until we've done them all, and then I'll have to buy more. But we probably have at least a year waiting right now with how much is in my backlog. I know I have over 20 model kits waiting to be built, and I have close to 100 models waiting to be painted. So, also, again, I did not announce this Tuesday because I didn't know by Tuesday if I'd have a camera set up or not. But we do, so we're doing it, you know. But I really didn't expect anybody to come out because of that, because it wasn't going to be announced. So I really appreciate everybody coming to hang out. These are very chill streams, and I'm really enjoying it so far. It's been a long time since I've done a solo stream. But I'm having a good time. Plan is to go for about an hour on these. The VODs will continue to go up on YouTube, of course. So people can go back and watch it and chill at their own convenience. Alright, so this part goes right here. And right here. Ah, but it does go like that, but I need to take that back apart and put the eyes on there. So, if you ever have a moment where you're putting a gunplay together and you're panicking because you've put something on before you should have, just run your little file or your X-Acto or something in the edge of the seam, and it'll actually come apart pretty easily. They're made to be able to come back apart if you mess up. But on different places, I always see people panicking about it, and it's like, it's okay. Just relax. You can recover from just about any mistake. Also, it's ad time. Thanks, Nightbot. And even if you can't recover from the mistake, if you mess up, it's okay. Because people aren't going to be looking that closely at your model normally. And even if they are, what's it matter? You built it. Who cares what they think, you know? I say that as the guy that has to paint all his models before you can show them off. All right, once we have this head back together, there we go. I got to finish cleaning up the back a little. It's still a little messy. What's the backlog? Oh. So behind me, I have 5 SDs, I think. It's a lot. It's a lot. Oh, my poster fell down. I have 5 SDs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 18 back there, and then 2 more in the other room. So that's 20, and then 5. So it's 25. 25 suits is my backlog. But, you know, 25 suits should take us quite a few weeks, I would think. Especially since we'll be alternating with model kits. Or 40K models. Painting those. Speaking of 40K, I keep this guy on my desk at all times. And he is just so cool. I can't wait to paint him. Friends is playing through 3rd. It reminded second favorite moment of Azure when Reyes and Kevin are just sitting on the ground. Yeah! That moment's so good. That moment's so good, Raz. I love Kevin Graham. Kevin Graham is like up there for me. Up until I met Randy Orlando and Crow, Kevin Graham was my second favorite character. Okay, 18 and 17. Yeah, there's quite a bit back there. I've been letting it build for a long time. That's another reason why I wanted to start doing this stream. Is to start working through all that, because all that's just taking up space. I haven't let myself buy anymore. I've completely stopped myself from buying model kits because I'm not building them. So really, when you think about it, this is all just an excuse to be able to start buying again. once I have everything built, I'll have to buy more for the sake of the stream. You know? All right. So, also, speaking of Gundam, just want to throw this out there. We are working our way through Zeta Gundam for the podcast. And every time we finish a disc, we're reviewing that disc on the podcast, and then the video goes up on the channel. And I recorded today, but it hasn't gone up yet because I just recorded it today. A brand new playthrough of XCOM. I started recording it. I haven't recorded the whole thing. Where all the characters are Gundam characters. And we're letting the AI choose classes for them and everything. So if that's something anybody would be interested in, please make sure to check out the channel, because that stuff will all be coming out there. Somehow, not sure how, Char Aznable wound up in shorts. So, I didn't give him shorts when I made that character. I spent an hour and a half making Gundam characters in XCOM in the character pool so they'd show up, and I gave Char pants. I didn't give Hiro Yui pants, though. Maybe he got it from Hiro. Don't quite understand. Oh, I see. Up there. Okay, and it's definitely not supposed to have those tabs then. Right? Opening your Nindoroids out of the box, it looks so good there. Yeah, I understand. I understand. Yeah, it is not supposed to have those tabs. Those tabs are nubs. Okay. Just making sure. Sometimes when you cut a piece apart, you can't tell if... Not my hand, camera. This little white piece in my hand. Sometimes you can't tell if... It's not going to work, is it? The piece is too small? For just a second there, it did. Sometimes you can't tell if the nubs are nubs or if there's something supposed to be there. This time, they're just nubs. Yeah, I understand that. I have a Good Smile Link that I took out of the box so I could change out his gear, and I regret taking him out of the box. He looks so good in that box. And then I have a Good Smile of Date Masamune from Sengoku Basara that once he was out of the box could not support his own weight. So I always had to lean him against stuff, and that's a huge shame, you know? If I just left him in the box, it wouldn't have happened. There's the head. We got a Barbatos head. The autofocus on this camera does not know where to look. Gyanko without pants? Oh no. That Gyanko does have a model, doesn't she? Oh no. I do not own a Gyanko. I'm happy with my Kian. I have heard that most of that line of Gundam girls does not stay together well. I've heard the Fumina has a lot of trouble with standing upright, and then some of their expressions are rough. But we have a Barbatos head. The green screen's having fun with the eyes. It's like he's staring into your soul. Then there's a Barbatos. So we're on the way to Barbatos. Okay. So next up is the right arm. And that's probably as far as we're going to get tonight. We'll see. Because it looks a little complex. But like I said, I'm not going to rush any of these. The main point of the stream is to get the stuff done, yes, but also to be able to relax, hang out with everybody in chat, and be able to get this stuff built eventually, but, you know, there's no major rush. We'll alternate between painting, building, and have a good time. Have the lupus? I have a lupus somewhere too, but I wanted to build the 6th form because it's the one that I've been using in Battle Alliance in the beta. I'm really stoked for the full release of Battle Alliance. That's going to be so good. So good. All right, we also need F16, which is right here. Well, this is the Grand Shovel Night March. I was like, what is this? Again, big shout out to OC Remix for the free music to be able to use. Lots of talented artists over there, and you should absolutely go check them out. I want to get built into the overlay where you're able to see what song is playing so you can go look it up, you know? But that'll require a little bit more modifying than I know how to do at this exact moment. I'm going to have to look that up and watch some YouTube tutorials. Used to, we've read books. Now we just let YouTube tell us. But honestly, it's a lot faster to just Google something. Get the YouTube video where somebody tells you how to fix it, and then there you go. You're done. Just a little file. This is a harsher file than a lot of builders I know use. A lot of builders I know use like a sandpaper file. It's like the square one that you rub on there. I don't mind the extra scratch marks every once in a while this causes because they just look like wear to me that you would get while the mobile suit was being piloted, you know? But I understand why others don't want that. Okay, so like this. And there. That part connects like so. Where did I just drop it? There it is. And this part connects like so. And then the two go like this. And that's the joint for it. 6 Lupus and Rex in cross rays. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. It's pretty good in Super Robot Wars 30 too. The Rex. Very hard to hit unit that does quite a bit of damage. P34. Plus, I really like the white that is used in the 6th version for the armor. It just looks really nice to me. For 36 and 37. I also just feel like, hey, you know, there's not a lot of people just building Gunpla and talking about Gunpla on YouTube. There are very few of us, unfortunately, and I'd like to contribute to that maybe being more. Yeah, crit for sure. That people should keep talking about models. Models are cool. Models are a nice escape in this terrible world we live in. Expensive hobbies, granted. Very expensive, but you know. What can you do? Music might be too quiet, might be too loud. I want it to be just like barely there, but still noticeable. Don't want it to interrupt too much, but I will bebop to it. I will not apologize for that. All right, so 34, like so. 36. 37. Like this. Nope. That's backwards. Like this. How long on average? Couple hours for most high grades. It can take longer, especially as you're learning how to do it. And depends on how meticulous you're being and the kit. But on average, I'd say a couple hours. If you're building SD, probably about an hour. When you go up from high grades, though, and you get into like master grades, real grades, those take quite a bit longer. You can very quickly wind up being there for... I think it took me 2 days to build my Zeta. My real grade Zeta. Probably a grand total of like 14, 15 hours. But it was also my first real grade. So it's possible that if I build more real grades, I could get faster. But I haven't because I didn't find that experience. At some point, it just becomes like, hey, man, I really want to get this done and move on to the next one. But it's not bad. It just is definitely time consuming as you get into the higher grades. Sticker 6. But because of the way this sticker's designed, I should be able to just do this one with my hand. Move it slightly back over before it gets too sticky. Yeah, real grades are really detailed. They're for the serious model builder. And I'm just not that serious about it most of the time. I like to put them together and I like to put the work in, but four hours is about my time span. If it goes past 4 hours, I'm starting to get a little antsy, you know? I love Cat Relaxing in the Sun. One of the best tracks and one of the best games in the series. I understand. There's a lot of it. It's good. It's worth it, but there's a lot of it. There we go. The start of an arm. Yeah, basically master grade and high grade size. So a lot of detail in a small package. And for anybody who might say, well, why just an hour, Trey? Why not go for a couple hours? Then you could get more done. An hour puts us about timeline-wise with the rest of our shows that we do every week. So it just feels right to me to keep it up. The only one that goes longer is the Tuesday show because the Tuesday podcast is 2 shows in one. It's what we've been doing with our weeks and then gaming news from across the week, and reviews and stuff. So that one goes for 2 hours, but everything else goes for about an hour. The MMO show on Monday, the D&D podcast on Thursdays, now building and painting on Fridays. One. Here's a quick one to call out. The edge of this one is not the projection. It's right there. You gotta be real careful with it. So Just barely make it out here, but the edge of this piece is not where you might think it would be. So double check those when you're building to make sure that you don't actually snip off a piece you needed. I have been there, and I have done that, and it does not feel good. Something explode like easy. Yeah, very true. Very true. My Zeta is quite finicky. You set it down the wrong way and it falls over, and it is a process to put that thing back together. But I'm proud of how it turned out. I'm just the kind of person that, and I mentioned this at the start of the show, but I'm the kind of person that I have to turn my hobbies into work because I can't just watch an anime, for instance. Because if I try to watch the anime, then there's other work-related things I could be doing. It's the YouTuber's curse, right? So I have to turn the anime into work, and well, I'll review this when I'm done with it. And I feel the same way with these. I can't dedicate 15 hours to putting together a real grade because that's 15 hours I could be putting into like any of the other projects I have going on, you know? I'm sure. I've never played Star Wars RPG, but I have quite a few friends that love it. And that have very fond memories of playing it. My D&D group gets together for just a couple hours every Sunday because that's all we can spare. I really got to keep adding Trails music to this because the Trails music's copyright free. I mean, it's copywritten, but they don't claim you for it on YouTube, which is wonderful. That's why I use it in so many videos. B13 is next. And then A28. Yeah. First chapter music, so nice. It's really funny because there's not like a thing that tells you what music is and isn't copywritten for YouTube. Like what's going to get claimed and what won't. There's no like grand list anywhere. And even if there was, anybody could just claim, you know, that it's theirs. That's how busted the copyright system is. So I spent like a day just uploading videos with random music in them, trying to figure out what would work and what wouldn't. And I was so happy when I found out that Trails music was good, that I could upload it and everything was fine. All right, there's an extra nub right there. We gotta trim off. First chapter in 2014, I'm gonna wait. Yeah. No, it's hard enough waiting for Hajimari right now. Depends on how luck and how sturdy your RG is. Yeah, very true. Very true. Like, I have a hard enough time waiting for Hajimari right now. E2. I have some mutuals on Twitter that are playing Hajimari, and I've had to mute them because I don't want spoilers. They're playing the fan-translated version. And the question is, well, Trey, why don't you just buy the fan-translated version so you can go ahead and play it? Like, well, I want to play the official release like I did all of them, for the most part, you know? But it sure is tough to wait. B23. I feel bad too because for everything that I'm like, hey, I'm glad I'm doing this and this. There's other work that I've been needing to get done. Like I've been wanting to do a character spotlight on Olivier for a long time, but I have to go back and replay those games to get footage, and I just don't have time to do that right now. Fan patch? Yeah, I'm really excited for it. Everybody I've talked to loves it. I get comments every once in a while on the ranking video for Trails that's like, you know, I'm excited to hear your take after Hajimari. And it's like, oh, I'll be good. I'll be patient. I don't want to be patient, but I'll be good. All right, and then this piece goes right there. We got a little bit of a nub right here. Okay. Apparently there's a sticker, number 15. Dun, 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 dun. $15 goes right here. And then the stickers that have these little flaps on them are made to roll over. You roll the sticker over the piece. And hopefully it seamlessly works, but there's a little bit of blue sticking out there, but that's okay. That's okay. I can come back with just a little bit of white paint and just dab it on there and wrap it up, make it look nice. All right, so this arm is almost done. We'll probably go ahead and finish this arm then tonight. F8 and F10. And then we'll come back next week and paint some Thousand Sun Sorcerers, some Rubric Marines more specifically. And then after that, the week after that, we'll come back in 2 weeks and work more on this Barbatos. And hopefully finish him. 13s. Which are these missiles? Dun, 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 dun. Okay. And then F5 and F7. Five's over here. This is the cannon. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. We need A24 and A26. Some people like cut out just specific ones, you know? And then some people like me just cut out all the parts they need for the next step. You too, man. Thanks for coming to hang out. It was fun. All right, let's put this arm together. Okay. We have our arm piece. Then we need F8. Into F10. Okay, I'm very confused by how this slots in. Oh, it's because that's not the one that slots in. That's not F8. This is F8. Haha. Then turn it up, it says? It can't go up. Oh, it can go up. Okay. Well, haha. Alright, and then... Slot one in there. One in there. And just a bit of that nub. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, that slots in there. Then we've got this, which takes this for the barrel. Very nice. Have a good one, Will. And this slots in. Okay, so you have your option then. You can either slot in these two, or you can slot in the gun arm. I mean, I'm going to choose the gun arm. If I have a choice between the two, I can either use gun arm or rockets. We're going gun arm. That's my default kit for it anyway in Battle Alliance. It's also what Mikazuki normally had on there anyway, so only makes sense to me. Alright, we're on page 2. And you may say, well, we're only on page 2? That whole stream just on page 2? It's like, yeah, but we learned how to build it together, and we've got one arm fully completed, basically. And we have the body and the head. So we're almost done, actually. B-15 and A-35 for the hand. Let me hit the mic there. Sorry about that. Okay. A-34. Okay. Slot that on there. We put the fist on there. Just like so. Finish cleaning that up real quick. There we go. Right, then we put the shoulder pad on there. Which goes like so. And then we slot it in right here. And there we go. There's our first arm. All right, and that means he can wave goodbye as we're going to wrap up our first full spectrum build stream. We'll be back next week, of course, with painting. We're going to be painting some Thousand Suns for a kill team. And the week after that, we'll come back to finish working on this Barbatos. Hopefully finish him, maybe not, but we'll get a good chunk of the way in either way. And, yeah, we'll be back Monday with MMO Monday, Tuesday with the regular podcast, Thursday with the D&D podcast. So thanks again, everybody, for coming out. And until next time, I've been Trey. This has been the Full Spectrum. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum the building models has to offer.